Welcome to What a Load of Carp. This is episode 5 and today we are in Westbury, Wiltshire at Eden Vale Boating Lake. Today the weather is very overcast. We just had a thunderstorm, only a little one, but the wind's quite high up, but it is blowing straight into me, which is good. I am optimistic about this evening and catching some fish, and I will hope obviously to get them all on camera so you can see those as well. So what we're going to do today, we are going to go through the rigs I'm going to be using this evening and overnight, and the baits which I'm going to be trying to catch the fish on as well. Okay, so let's concentrate on the rigs I'm going to attempt to use first of all, maybe for the first 4 to 5 hours, just to see if I can produce any bites and some fish, of course. It's a bit unusual for me on here, but I am actually going to go for a chod rig on one of the rods throughout the evening today. I am going to use my trusted old pineapple pop-up boilies though. They always seem to produce on here. I'm just presenting it in a different way with a chod this evening. Always make sure, of course, you've got a bit of foam on the hook, just so it's not exposed and it doesn't catch any weed on the way down, so it can sit freely. They have been soaked also in pineapple pineade, if I believe that's what they call it as well, so they've got a good waft about them as well, so they will smell lovely down there, and I'll be surprised if they get missed. My newest addition to my bait box is the mainline balanced wafters. They have been used twice. 2 boilies have been used and 2 fish have been caught. Not on this lake, however I have caught 2 fish on them with 2 boilies, so I'm going to give them a shot on here for the first time as well, and they are the mainline cell flavouring in a 18mm, so yeah, I'm hoping they're going to do the business. Now what they're going to be on is going to be on a KD rig. You can't really see the way the rig is presented at the moment, purely because I've got nugget on there, but I am using a KD rig, and that is what's been catching me the fish recently as well, so I'm hoping those 2 rigs are going to produce me this evening. I also will show you what I'm going to be putting out with my bait boat as well, just to give them a big bed of bait, because they do like getting on the bait here, and a lot of it as well. So let's show you a nice, cheap and easy way to get these fish just going over here. All it is wild bird seed, and it's been boiled for the appropriate time, and obviously prepared properly, just to make sure the fish can digest it correctly as well. It's very important that when you are using bird seed, that you are, especially nuts within the mix as well, that you are boiling them for the correct amount of time and also soaking them as well. You know, just so have a good look at that as well if you are thinking about using bird seed on any of the venues, because the fish can have trouble digesting it, so it's very important you get it right. But yeah, as you can see, that is a 5 kilo bucket there, and it's just over halfway full. There are a couple of little bits of boilie in there, which is krill boilies, but that's just ones which are broken off from old rigs. So yeah, I will be popping that out on the Wave Runner shuttle in a brief moment, just to get these fish's heads down and to get them going, and hopefully to produce some results. So the bait boat is all now loaded up, ready to go, half full up with bird seed, and the rig is just about to be placed on top to send it out. I will show you where I'm going to be fishing today, and where I'm hoping to get the bites from, of course. So if we have a quick look up here, up there we've got 2 distinctive points off the edge of the bushes. That's normally a place which produces. Let's just zoom in so I can show you. This is where the pop-up is going to be, which is on the chod. So you can see the pallet there, which is in the water, and then just before it you've got the bush which is sticking up out the water, literally just about 5 foot off of that, maybe even 3. Going to get nice and tight, and that's why I'm going to drop my bait boat with the bait. Okay, now to show you where I will be putting my second bait for tonight, with the wafter cell boilie on it. Literally, as I turn around, you can see where my bivvy is. I'm literally there, an old Titan bivvy. It's a bit beaten up, but it does the job. And if you literally just come around, I'll just move back a bit so you can see what sort of range I'm fishing at, just in the margins really. So there's the pallet with my little setup on, and if you just come forward, off the end of the pallet you've got this little bush just here on the embankment. Unfortunately it was used to hang over, but it did get cut down. It used to go a lot further, but I will literally just be fishing about 5 foot in front of this bush, and I will be chucking in probably about 7 or 8 spoon loads of that as well. So tight lines. Eight spoonfuls ready for the fish to munch on. So it's now 10 to 8 in the evening. Unfortunately I have lost one fish. I had a nice run which went tearing off, but on playing the fish the hook pulled, so I lost that one unfortunately. I've also had, that was on the left hand rod underneath the tree. I've also had a run on the right hand rod towards the point of the bush, but that just literally bleeped continuously for a couple of seconds and then stopped. It seems like something picked it up and put it back down again, or dropped it should I say. But apart from that there's nothing else to report at the moment, so we'll see what this evening brings. Hammer in! So we've just caught a little mirror, probably about 3 or 4 pounds, so I will just turn the camera off and get a bit closer. So as you can see, it's a nice little mirror. He's probably a little bit bigger. He's probably, yeah, I'll probably say he might be about 5 or 6 pounds. A nice fish to start off with. I won't hold him up or anything like that and get a picture. You can gauge what it is. It's just a little pasty really. But nevertheless, nice catch, nice one to start off with. He's nice and filled out for a fish of his length. Look, this is what's done the business. It's the wafter on the KD setup. And that's what's done the business to me again. So that's 3 out of 3 now. So I'm happy with that. Pucker, let's put him back. Okay, so it's now 9:30 in the evening, and I've got my second mirror in the net down there. Again, it's probably about the same size, about 5 to 6 pounds. I know I said on the first one, on the first take, that it was 3 to 4, but obviously after getting out of the water and having a look at it, you could see that it was bigger than that. This one does look around about the same sort of size, but if I turn my camera, if you can probably see out there, it's absolutely pitch black. So I will try and take my lantern down there and give it a bit of light with my head torch, but we might not see anything. It's not worth sacking it or anything like that because of the size of it, so we'll see if we can get a good picture, but I wouldn't imagine we're going to be able to, but we can try. So as you can see, around about the same sort of size. His belly's a bit smaller actually, but he's a little bit wider. But yeah, probably about the same sort of size, if not a little bit smaller. But yeah, number 2. So again on the KD rig under the tree to my left. So let's hope for some more throughout the night. Okay, so it's now almost 11:15 at night. I'm going to have a bit of a change of tactics now. I've caught 2 on the KD rig. I'm going to switch it over now and change it to liners. I've got 2 rigs here all set up, ready to go. One with a maggot clip on. I'll explain what that's for in a minute. Bit of tungsten on there to keep it pinned down. And again, another one, but that's going to have a boilie on it. So yeah, the maggot clip. The reason for that is these little fellas here. Now these are Mario worms. You can get these from any of your local pet shops. The reason I have them is to feed my bearded dragons. I stole a few out of their pot tonight, just so I can bring fishing with me. On past occasions when I've used them before, to really, if you've got a bit of time and you think about it, which is a good little tip, and they do catch you carp, is to get your favourite brand of boilie, just take one out, or 2, whatever. These are krill, sticky baits, new for me. Just drop them in the pot with them, leave them in there for 3 or 4 days. They will eat those boilies or have a good work away at them anyway. And then those little Mario worms have of course got those all in their system. And where the Mario worms sweat, they let off the smells. They naturally let off the smells of the boilies as well. So it's just a good little extra additive to use with them. So unfortunately I haven't done that on these particular ones here, but I have done it in the past and it does work. So I'm going to load these up on a maggot clip and put it out now and see what happens. And I'm also going to put a krill boilie on the other liner, just to see if we can have any luck on that. Okay, so there's the maggot clip all lined up with the Mario worms on them. Now they will die when they go in the water, they won't last very long. Unfortunately they can't live underwater. But I'm hoping that's going to produce something for me this evening. And then also a 20mm krill. So yeah, going to change the approach now throughout the night. I had the pineapple pop-up on, but it's been quiet on there. I've had a few bleeps, but nothing's really produced, so I'm going to give it a bit of a change. After all, it is a runs water on here, so I just want to keep changing my baits really, just to see what happens. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with these. Okay, so it's 1:05 in the morning, and we've got ourselves another mirror. Yeah, definitely another mirror. He's probably the biggest one we've had out so far, out of the 3. But yeah, that one's on the krill, which we changed over to earlier on, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to put them straight back in now. But yeah, so 3. Hopefully there'll be some more. 3:30 in the morning, and I've just been woken up by my alarms going off. It's those Mario worms, and I've caught a little baby tench. So let's just go down and have a look at it. There you go, a lovely little tench. Probably only about half a pound, maybe even a pound. Not even a pound. Probably half a pound. Yeah, lovely. So he's been caught on those Mario worms. So it's nice to catch a different species. So yeah, those Mario worms works. Okay, so it's 5:10 in the morning, and I have got my 4th carp down there in the net now. I'm not sure if it's a mirror or a common yet, because I've not had a good look at it, to be fair. I've not actually got it out of the water, it's just sitting in the net, leaning over the side. So let's go get it unhooked and have a look, see what we've got in the net. Okay, so as you can see, it's the first common of the night, or should I say of the morning now. It's the biggest, I think it's probably like the biggest fish I've had all this session now. Like I said, it is a lovely common. I'm happy to have this because they do fight really well. It's a bit hard to gauge on the weight, to be honest, but probably about 7 or 8, I expect, maybe 6. I'm not going to bother weighing it though, but yeah, probably about £7 I reckon. But yeah, I'm going to put him straight back now, so there's no point weighing him for the size he is. But happy angling. Okay, so yeah, that was lovely to catch that little common about 10-15 minutes ago. So let's just reflect now. I've caught a couple on the cell after boilies, and I've on the KD rig to my left underneath the tree. I've also caught 2 on the krill on the liner rigs once they were changed over, so that's a good result. I also caught 1 on the right hand rod. Now there was nothing on the yellow pop-up right at the beginning of the session, which is a bit strange for it because they do normally like them on here, but I did have a little tench on the Mario worms. That is still out there now and it has been beeping, but again today this session was just about trying different baits and different rigs. So like I say, it is 5:30 now, I think it is, so I'm going to change rigs again. I'm going to put some 360 rigs on now on the left hand rod, which is under the tree, and I'll also see what else I've got in my tackle box to see what I'm going to put on the right hand side, and just change the baits over as well, just to see if we can get them feeding on something else as well. So I just wanted to very quickly show you the 2 rigs I'm now going to be using for the last, say, 3 hours of the session. I am looking to get away early this morning, around about 8 or 9 o'clock. So by the time I packed up, I'm probably going to get about 3 hours in. So let's just see what these last 2 rigs I'm going to try out are, and hopefully see if they can do the business as well like the others have. So the first one is my old trusty. I've gone back with the yellow pineapple pop-up, but this time I've added a red bit of corn. This rig here is a 360 rig, but this rig has produced me quite a lot on this lake as well, so fingers crossed that this will have something for me as well. And then secondly, the other rig I'm going to put out is again another different rig I'm going to try. It's a bolt rig. I made this up a long time ago actually, to be fair. The hook's still nice and sharp though, so it's been stored correctly, and it's got 2 mainline boilies on it, and they are mainline Grange pop-ups, so not used them on here before. Used baits the same sort of size and produce, so I thought I would give those a go on here and see what happens. Morning, it's now 10:15, and I've been up for a couple of hours just waiting for my alarms for one final run, but unfortunately I've only had a couple of bleeps but nothing solid going off. So as you can see, I have started packing my gear down now, and I'm going to knock it on the head now and go home and have a nice warm bath. So I'm going to continue getting this all packed up, but yeah, so 4 fish for the session today, so that's not bad. So we'll see you on the next session.